not for a long time, but for a little while. Sorry, James, no sharing. I was trying to get out of the way. And so I want to talk to you about making a choice. And I'm sorry it's the Jeff Nance show this morning. I'm not trying to make it the Jeff Nance show, but I just had to make some real quick. You know, those who are flexible shall be flexed. Those who are flexible shall be flexed. And so we had to make a real quick line-up change, but that's okay. But listen, I want to talk to you for just a little bit about making a choice. Choosing. You've got to choose. You have to choose what you're going to be. I taught a little bit in the teenage. I had to teach teenage class this morning. If that helps you at all, I'll tell you kind of how my morning's gone. And I had to teach teenage class this morning because I love them, and I teach them every week. My goodness, I teach them on Wednesdays and Sunday mornings, and a small group on Tuesdays if I could. Because I just think I love them, and so just their energy and their I love that they are just a sponge. I can just pour into. It doesn't run off of them. They soak it up. I love that. I love that. So that's my, of course, you know that's my passion. That's okay. But listen, hear me just a second. We've got to decide what we're going to be. Are we going to be Christians? Are we going to be church people? You got to make a choice. That's good preaching, brother Jeff. I know. You got to make a choice. You got to decide. Are we going to go forward with this thing, or are we just going to go like we're doing, and then, you know, because I'm going to tell you, I can't do that. I got to make a choice. I was talking to our teenagers about what my fear is, and I was talking to my children about this the other night. My fear is this. Like right now, my daughter and Lindsay are in the back watching somebody else's children, which is fine. Don't get all offended at me. But my fear is Daly Ann, Delaney, help me out, some other kids here that are here. Daniel, Alan, Joseph, just throwing out names here, that are going to live their whole lives in church and never have a move of God in their life. That's my fear. Because I don't want them to, there's got to be a happy medium between, you know, there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. I was talking to a lady named Darla Tate. Some of y'all know her, some of you know she, Brother Callahan's granddaughter, and I was talking to her this past Wednesday and just checking up with her, checking in with her, and so we were talking about that, and she has the same struggles because we all grew up in a Pentecostal age when now a lot of times, now please don't get offended at me, this older folks that are in here, but there's a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff going on, but there was not any real instruction about how to live for God once you got out of that glory of God, how to live for God, and we lost a lot of great people because we didn't teach them how to live for God. Come on, help me just a minute. But now we're trying to teach everybody how to live for God where there's not the move of God. So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. Right now, I mean, there's a church battle on whether we should sing hymns or not sing hymns, whether we should use a screen or not use a screen. I mean, there's churches battling over that. Can I tell you that the church is so divided and hell is not? Hell is united. They know exactly what they want to do. They want to destroy your life. They're united. They have one king and one commander. That's Satan. And their commander tells them what to do, and they do it. Come on, help me a minute. God speaks to us, and we have to have a committee meeting whether it was really God or not.
All right. Come on.
Preach, pro, and preach here. I believe
Preach it.
So understanding, we got to choose. We're going to make a choice of what we're going to do and what we're going to be. We're going to be either Christians or not. Are you going to be a churchgoer, or are you going to be a Christian? I've been both. I've been both. I've been a churchgoer who lived like hell outside of church.
That's right. Come on.
And I've been a Christian. I'm a horrible person. I just did what I wanted to do. I didn't ask God for permission. Just did what I wanted to do. Does anybody ever? Don't raise your hand. Okay. So listen. So understand what I'm telling you. At some point, you have to make a choice. At some point, there has to be a dividing line. At some point, you have to decide, yes, I'm going to do these things, or no, I'm not going to do these things. At some point, as a church, we've got to decide whether we're going to be a church or not. At some point, we've got to decide whether God's going to be number one in our life or not the number one in our life.
Come on.
At some point, we have to decide whether we're going to fake sick or be at church.
Come on.
sick to come to church. Preach on preacher.
Preach it. Come on.
So understand it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to be that church that's just, well, we're going to survive for a little while because we have some kids in it. Now we'll just raise them up and we'll do whatever. Are we going to be a world-changing, life-changing place? Are we going to be a place? Listen, I talked to Drew. Where's Drew at? There's Drew. All 6'8". Okay, there's Drew. He's like 6'8", right? Because him and Adam are about the same size. He's close. Okay, so he's like 6'8". He's hard to lose in a crowd. Because you can look over everybody. Okay, you can just look over their head. You know, you can see there's Drew's big old noggin. Okay, so listen. I understand. I asked Drew. I said, "What is a move of God?" And he said, "A bunch of people come to church." I said, "Well, kind of, but not really." Here's what a move of God is: life-changing event in your life, to where you change, where something in your life transforms you from just going to church because your mom and dad make you, to a transformation to where you're inviting your friends because God did something in your life and you want to share that with them because there's something at church that transformed their life. Now, if I'm just coming to church because I don't want to go to hell, I'm probably not going to invite anybody.
That's good preaching.
But if I'm going to church because God's changed my life and I go because I love Him more than I love anything else on this planet, I'll do anything He asks me to do. I'll help do anything. I don't care if we're having a cat skin and I'll bring two just in case someone didn't bring one. Come and help me. Okay? I don't care what it is. I mean, I'll do whatever it is that God, whatever it is at the church, I'm doing it, man. Let's go. Let's do it. No, I can't be at everything that we do here. But I'm at everything I can be at everything. Listen, I haven't got to go to nursing home service in I don't know how long. They have 2 a month. But I don't get to go very often because I don't get home in time to go do that stuff. And I feel bad. I didn't get to go to the ice cream social that they had. Why? Because I was in Wichita, Kansas with my son. It wasn't because I don't love you, not because I didn't want to be with you. It's just that there's sometimes I have to make choices too, and sometimes I have to be dad. Come on now. Sometimes I do. I have to be my son's dad. I gotta be my wife's husband at times. I have to. And there's all kinds of things in church I would love to do, man. Bible study, prayer. There's just sometimes I can't be at everything. And listen, don't feel guilty if you can't get to everything. Get to what you can get to. Don't worry about the rest of it. Get what you can get to. Well, they're going to make me feel bad. Well, then you're not going to enjoy yourself anyway. If you're just there because somebody's going to make you feel bad. But if you have your Bible, turn with me to the book of Acts, chapter, we'll start with chapter, where will we start with chapter? Let's start with, I don't know, I have so much of it to tell you. I don't want to read all of it to you. Let's start with chapter 14 of Acts. Starting with verse 1. It came to pass in Iconium that they were both together in the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake that a great multitude of both Jews and also the Greeks believed. But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil effect against the brethren. Long time therefore abode they, speaking boldly in the Lord, which they gave testimony of the word of grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands. Verse 4. But the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews, and part with the apostles. Verse 5. And when there was an assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers, to use them despitefully and to stone them. They were aware of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth around about. Now, time out. Hang on. That's good for right now. Paul and Barnabas. How many know who Paul and Barnabas are? If you don't, you need to study. Paul's the greatest missionary ever in the history of missionaries. But he had to make a choice. How many know the story of Paul's conversion? Some of us do, some of us don't. That's okay. I'll just give you a synopsis of it real fast. I told you there's so much of it, I don't want to read all of it to you because we'll be here till like 3:40. Okay? But hear me just a second. Paul was Saul, persecuting Christians, which means he was killing them. He was loading them up, throwing them in a wagon, taking them to Rome and kill them. Okay? And taking them to the leaders and killing them. And so Saul was the head executioner guy. He was the judge, jury, and executioner of all these people. And on his way to Damascus one day, riding on a horse, Jesus knocked him off his horse and a bright light shone around him, and he said, "Who art thou, Lord?" He said, "I'm Jesus whom you persecute." And he went blind. Went into the city. God had spoken to a man in the city, prayed for him, his eyes were open. Then he went out to the desert for 2 years. Right? So that same Paul, who was persecuting the Christians, is now the greatest evangelist that this world has ever known. Starting churches all over the place. And so he goes here, and he's there with Barnabas, and him and Barnabas are, man, Paul and Barney are knocking it out. I'm just telling you. They're getting souls saved. They have a whole town divided between believers and non-believers. That's a move of God. When you can split a whole town between believers and non-believers, and you're growing daily, and you're still in the synagogue, and so they're there, but they had to make a decision. Here's the first decision they had to make. Number one, do we continue to preach, and when they're coming to kill us, or do we go to 2 other towns, like Lycaonia? Do we go there? And so they made a decision to go to the other towns. They had to make a decision where they're still going to preach the gospel. That's a later date. Still makes it, they had to make a decision. Number one, Paul had to make a decision whether he's going to live for God or not. And my fear is that some of y'all are sitting here today and you've never made that decision. Now I ask every Sunday. And Kimmy and I get saved every Sunday, right? But my fear is you've never really made a decision whether you're going to live for God or not.
That's right.
You made a decision to come to church today. Thank you for being here.
Yes, amen.
Love you. I love you that you're here. I thank God for that you're here. But have you made a decision to follow Christ? Have you made a decision that I'm going to be a life changer for somebody? My life's going to change, and I'm going to tell somebody how my life changed, and it's going to change somebody else's life.
Amen.
Listen, I know that I know a lot of you, and I've known a lot of you for a long time. But can I help you just a minute? Just because I know you, and sometimes I think that you do dumb stuff and I don't tell you,
Come on.
doesn't mean that everything's right in your life, and you need to get right with God.
Amen.
There's some folks in the church, that come to church week after week after week, that have never really gotten their life right with God. They're right enough because they're afraid to go to hell, but they're not right enough to really be what God's called them to be. And so you're miserable, and you want everybody else to be miserable because you're not really doing what God's called you to do, and so it makes you a miserable wretch.
Right.
And so anything else that you can do to make somebody else, because misery loves company. And so if you can get somebody else on board with you and agree about how dumb the pastor is, and then we'll do that, okay? And so we'll do that, and we'll agree about how he ought to do this, he ought to do that, he ought to swing this way and swing that way and do this and that. And we'll do that, but we won't really actually do what God's called us to do, and actually be what God's called us to be, and give our lives to Christ so we are free. Help me, somebody, so we're free to do what God has called us to do. And so that frees not only your spirit, but it frees your joy and frees the glory. But you have to make a decision. A decision has to be made. You can't continue on the way you're continuing on.
Amen.
You're going to always be miserable if you continue on that way. If you don't learn, if you're not, listen, if you're not discipling, and I can apologize to you guys, we've done a horrible job of discipling, and I'm changing that. And I never thought about it. I had a meeting the other day, and I never thought about it this way. Because I'm just a church kid. I grew up in church. And even when I was out, when I came back to church, I knew all the language. I knew all the people. Because I was a church kid. And I knew when to stand up and sit down. I knew the songs because we never changed the songs really. And so it's the same hymnal that we had when I was a little kid. And so I knew all the songs, and I knew. But somebody spoke to me that said, "But Jeff, what about this perspective? Somebody doesn't know anything." I'm like, man, I never thought about that. I'm sorry. I never thought about not knowing the songs. Because I just grew up knowing the songs. I never thought about that stuff. And so I've got to change that. We're going to do some discipling because it's my job to do what? To give you your meds, right? Motivate you, educate you, disciple you, and send you. That's my job. And I've done 2 of them okay. I've motivated and educated you, but I really haven't discipled you, nor have I sent very many of you. And so I got to do my job, right? So I got to make a choice. But you got to make a choice. What are you going to do? What What are you going to do? Who are you going to be?
Good.
You going to be that kid that keep my mom off my back if I show up to church? Or are you going to be that life changer? You're going to be that testimony for somebody.
Amen.
You're going to speak into somebody's life.
That's right.
Are you going to be a motivator for somebody? Are you going to listen? Are you going to invite them to come to church? How many know who Stephen Furtick is? I've been reading about this young man. I don't know anything about the guy, but I did read something about him the other day. He had his life changed. He grew up in the church. The thing that struck me was he kind of reminded me of myself because he grew up in the church, but he really wasn't in the church. You know what I'm saying? He went to church, but he wasn't really part of the church. And so he said, one of his friends said, "Hey, you need to come to revival with me. This guy will speak into your life." He's like, "I don't want to go to church." That's all I ever did at church. So he didn't. But he said, my friend showed up in my driveway and said, "You're going to church with me." He said, "I don't want to go to church." That's all I do Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday. I go to church. I don't want to go to church on a Friday night. He said, "Tell us you're going with me. Get in the car." And he put him in the car. I think the kid's name was Cody. And so he stuck him in the car and he took him to a revival where a guy that was speaking spoke into his life. And the reason that Stephen Furtick now has the church that he has is because this guy spoke into his life, and he was at a place where God could speak to him. And he said, from that moment on, my life changed and something in my life clicked.
Amen.
And so every time I speak, Cody is part of it because he came and made me go to church.
Amen.
So let me just ask you a question now. You know who Stephen Furtick is? He's a young man, has like 20,000 people in a church in North Carolina, okay? And so that's pretty impressive in itself. But he's just a young little 36-year-old punk. Anyway, so, I'm just kidding. I love him. Anyway, that just makes me mad. So what's so great about Lauren? So anyway, listen to me. Y'all know if y'all don't know. So listen to me. Here's the deal. Are you going to be that guy who drives up in the car and says, "Get in the car"?
Yeah.
Get in the car. We're going. Are you going to be the Cody to a life-changing church? Or are you just going to be somebody that's satisfied with seeing them Sunday morning? Oh, they're coming to church. Everything must be good. Can I tell you, just with clear conscience, can I tell you, just because they come to church on Sunday doesn't mean anything in their life is good.
That's right. Come on.
Their life could be falling apart. Their world could be a hell on earth. They could every situation. Their marriage could be in trouble. Everything could be in trouble. Their job could be teetering at the point of losing their job. They financially could be in ruin. But they come to church and we think everything's okay because we put on that Christian smile.
Right.
That's great to be here. Great to be here too, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, you too. And we're not real. And we got to be real. So I have a question for you. Are you really going to make, what decision are you going to make? Are you going to choose to serve God or choose not to serve God? Are you going to choose to live for God or just come to church? Now listen, I want you to be at church because eventually,
Come on.
okay.
That's right.
Come on, go to my next verse. Go to verse, 7. I can't remember real quick.
Yeah.
Verse 7. And there they preached the gospel. Where? Go back to 6. Lystra and Derbe. They were about to be killed because they were preaching the gospel. So they had to make a decision. Do I continue to preach the gospel somewhere else? Or do I shut up and don't listen to anybody and I don't preach the gospel? Listen, sometimes you got to make a decision and sometimes you got to make a choice. Sometimes you got to make the choice what you're going to do. Sometimes you got to make a choice whether you're going to shut up or be what God's called you to be and testify to somebody about God.
Amen.
Verse 8. And there sat a certain man at Lystra, impotent at his feet, being crippled from his mother's womb, who never had walked. Verse 9. The same heard Paul speak, and steadfastly beholding him, and perceiving that he had faith to be healed. Verse 10. Said with a loud voice, "Stand upright on thy feet," and he leaped and walked. Can I share something with you? That man was pretty glad they made the right decision.
Amen.
There's somebody in your life right now. I don't care. I don't know if it's your brother. I don't know if it's your sister, your mom, your dad. I don't know who it is right now who's waiting for you to make the decision to really do what God's called you to do, because their soul is in the balance and they really don't know what to do. But they're looking at you because you're a church person.
Amen. Come on.
And they're seeing how your life is going. Are you going to make it or not? Are you going to live for God or you're not going to live for God? Help me now.
You're preaching.
And so they're looking at your life, and their life isn't. Well, that's a lot of stress to put on me, Brother Jeff. Listen, I didn't put it on you. I'm just telling you that at some point, a decision has to be made. Heaven or hell has to be made. At some point, Jesus has to be dealt with. You can't just ignore him and put him in the corner.
That's right.
You can't just pull him out when you pull your Bible out. It's either 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or it's nothing at all. What is it about Jesus? What is it? Listen, you can't get, but once you really give your life to him, you can't get him out of your mind. I'm telling you. You can't leave him in the corner, because your life depends on his very word and his very presence in your life. You can't, listen, I'm telling you that a lot of things you don't understand. Some of you don't understand what I'm telling you, but it depends very steadfastly on God is my sustainer. God gives me my strength. God gives me my hope. God gives me my salvation. God is my witness. God is my witness. He helps me in times of trouble. When I don't know what to do, I can go to God and say, God, I don't know what to do. Please give me clarity of thoughts. Give me wisdom. If any of you lack wisdom, let them ask, because he gives liberally. Listen, he doesn't hold back his wisdom. It says, I think it says, upbraideth not, or something like that. But listen, don't sit there and say, well, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. This is what you do. Jesus, I don't know what to do. Help me.
Amen.
God, I need somebody to speak into my life. If you're not going to speak into my life, let that dumb preacher I go listen to on Sunday morning, let him speak into my life.
Amen.
Somebody. Let's go to chapter 15. Hang on. Let's start with verse 30. I'm trying not to bore you with a bunch of stuff, but let's go with verse 36, I think. And some days after, Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again to visit the brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord, and see how they do. Now listen, time out. Paul said, let's go back to the churches. I'm going to check them out. We'll see how they're doing. I want to make sure that everything's cool. Because Paul had made a decision. He was going to start churches and he was going to get people saved. And Barnabas, verse 37. And Barnabas determined to take with him John, whose surname was Mark. Verse 38. But Paul thought not good to take him with them, who departed from them from Pamphylia, and went not with them to the work. Now time out. Paul said, I see how this boy works. I ain't taking him. He ran when it was time to fight. I'm not taking him. Verse 39. And the contention was so sharp between them, they had a fight. Is what they did. You can't just read the Bible, you got to read it. They had an argument. Paul and Barnabas got an argument. That's sacrilegious to say that now, brother. That's what it says. The contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder from one another. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed on to Cyprus. I'm out. I'm done with you, Paul. I'm taking John Mark and I'm leaving. And Paul was like, well, don't let the door hit you. See you. Have a great time in Cyprus. Timothy, come with me. Verse 40. I say Timothy, I meant Silas. And Paul chose Silas, I don't know where Timothy came from, and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of God. Silas, you're with me. Barnabas made a decision to go with John Mark. I don't know, and maybe I'm just ignorant, but I don't read in the Bible a lot about the tales of Barnabas and John Mark in the Bible. But there are a lot of stories about Paul and Silas. Because Silas stuck in the fray. Silas knew it took a little bit of something. Silas had made a decision on following. And I love this. He was recommended by the brethren unto the grace of God. They said, y'all need to take this. He said, Paul, I know they left and they're mad, but you need to take this Silas cat with you because he is something else. Verse 41. And went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches. Paul was not distracted by what Barnabas did. You with me? Y'all looking at me like you're tired. Paul did not get distracted because his friend got mad at him. Paul's objective was this. I started these churches. I'm going to go check on these churches. I don't care who likes it and who gets sideways with me. I'm not taking somebody who's not qualified to go with me because I know what's going to happen when we get on the street. He is going to leave us in a lurch. And so Paul said no, and Barnabas got mad, and Barnabas and Paul had a fight, and Barnabas left and went to Cyprus. And Paul said, I don't care where you're going, I'm going to check on my churches. And he did not get distracted because he made a decision what he was going to do. We get so distracted. We get so distracted. You're distracted by every stupid thing the devil can throw in our face. And we get distracted and we leave the cause. What's the cause? I preached vision in this church for 6 years. For 6 years, I've tried to change the culture of this church and tried to preach vision in this church. That it is not us against the world. It's us for the world. For 6 years, I've preached it. I am not the enemy of the sinner. I have the solution for their illness. I am not supposed to sit in my church and be pious and say, well, how great I am. Because I have the answer and I have the antidote. And if it just costs you $5,000 per prescription, you can have it. Now that's what drug companies do. But I'm not supposed to sit in the church all pious about being a Christian. It's not us against the world. I am against the world system, yes. I'm against the principalities of the world, yes. I'm against the devil, yes. But I am not against every soul belongs to the Lord. And those souls belong to God. And they're not the devil's. The devil's never made a soul. The devil don't know how to make a soul. They are not his. They are God's. And we sit there and well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's hogwash. There's nothing we want to do about it. It's not that we can't do anything about it, it's that we don't want to do anything about it. Let's be honest. We can't be honest in the church, break you to be honest at. It's not just that we can't reach the lost, it's that we don't want to really reach the lost because that's going to take time and effort from my family, my life. That's going to cost me some money. Oh, dear God, it's going to cost me money. Oh, I'm shut down now. Shut down. We're done. It's going to cost you effort. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you some pride. It's going to cost us something. It's going to cost us something to reach the lost of this city. Whether we like it or not. We don't have to, listen, we don't have to reach them. We don't. We can make the decision, I'm not reaching them. I'm done. I'm good. We're good. Listen, I'm happy with our 125, 130, whatever people we have, and we're just happy with that. We can pay our bills. Everything's great. I'm blessed. I got a job. I'm blessed. My family's saved. I'm blessed that I have everything in my life good. I'm healthy. I feel good. No big deal. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You know what the Dead Sea is? It's a blessed sea. Because everything runs into it, and nothing runs out of it. So what are you? What's your decision? What are you going to do? I know I'm passionate about that. I don't mean to yell at you. I'm passionate about, dear God in heaven, we're not here just to sit around and wait for Jesus to come. We're not here just to sit around and hope that we can make it another day. I don't understand that Christian mentality. But I just hope I can make it another day. Dear God, get saved. I mean, for real, get saved. Get saved. Get your life right with God. Get on your face before God. And I'm not talking about you made a decision. I'm talking about you made a transformation. I'm talking about something in your life to absolutely change. And you're so fired up about it. You'll tell anybody that'll listen about what God did in your life. But you got to make a decision.
Amen.
You got to decide. Living on the fence is not good. One misstep and there's great pain your way. Come on now. Living on the fence is not good. Living on the fence will keep you down when you should be up. Keep you unmotivated when you should be motivated. Listen, the reason the devil quit bothering you is because you're apathetic and he doesn't really have to bother you with you anymore. You think you got some great victory, but really the truth is that the devil doesn't have to bother with you because you're really not doing anything. So why would he waste his time? Well, someone who's really kind of just apathetic in their beliefs. Listen. And here's how you tell if you're apathetic. You find fault with everybody and everything. Everything and everybody has a fault. I don't like them. I can't stand them. Why don't we have to do that? Shut up. Fall on your face before God and get right with God. And you don't worry about whether I preach right or not. I mean, come on, help me just a minute. I want to preach scripture. I might be your favorite preacher or whatever. That's fine. Listen, it just irritates me that we just sometimes act like we are so holy and so wonderful that, man, if those people outside this church want to come here and they know what time we have service, that's why we put the times on the sign. Really? Have you forgotten when you were out in the world? Have you really? Come on, now think about it. Put your thinking caps on. We used to have thinking caps when I was a kid and I was in school. How many had thinking caps? Okay. Put your thinking cap on. Do you remember when you were out in the world and you were sinning and you were just, you're living like hell and you didn't care if God liked it or not? Did you really drive by and care what time church service was?
That's right, come on.
No. It's not that you hated the church or it wasn't that what God wasn't dealing with you. You were just doing your own thing. Come on now. They hear me. If somebody somewhere spoke something to you, or God got hold of you somewhere, somehow, some way God spoke into your life, and you made a decision. You made a decision. That this world's not good enough for me, this is better for me. At some point you made a decision, Paul, to either separate with Barnabas or go with him. Listen, Paul, you made a decision, either take John Mark with you or not. Now, if I don't take John Mark with me, Barnabas is going to be mad. And we went through all this stuff together, and I don't want to lose my friend Barnabas. We went through hell and high water back together. Yeah. But I'm going to lose my best friend Barnabas unless I make the decision he likes. Or else I can get Silas. Let's go do what God's called me to do. I'm a big relationship guy. I believe that you build a church on relationships. A lot of people don't believe that. They think that you just, anyway, it doesn't matter. A lot of people don't believe that you build a church on relationships. I believe you have to be relational.
Amen.
So much that I believe it's God's desire to have a relationship with me, so I just kind of base it on, if God wants to have a relationship with me, then I need to have a relationship with God's people.
Amen.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. Maybe I'm too transparent, maybe I'm too, whatever. But hear me for just a second. It cost Paul, one of the best friends he ever had, to make a decision. And go follow after God. Now you say that Barnabas and John Mark were lost. I didn't say that. I just don't know what happened to them. I don't know. I didn't have enough study on John Mark and Barnabas to be a true testimony of that. I don't know. But I have studied Paul and Silas. I have studied when Paul got stoned, and let's hang on before y'all. I know some of y'all do. He wasn't stoned. He was stoned with rocks. Okay, because I don't want y'all getting confused. Okay, and so when Paul got stoned. I know how something to say. I'm trying to get out of my church kid thing, okay? So when I say that, some people go, hey, I'm down with that. And so listen, and so when Paul was stoned with rocks, okay? And they thought he was dead and they carried him out to the city. And he popped back up and said, let's go preach. Let's go tell somebody about Jesus. Would to God I had that tenacity. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I do, because I don't. Somebody hits me with rocks, I may shut up for a couple days. I'm not hopping up and saying, hey, let's go find a church. They beat him so bad with sticks and rods that his back looked like a road map. He spent more time in prison than he spent outside of prison. I wish to God I had that tenacity. I can't say that I do because I don't know. I love the verse that says, from this point let no man bother me, for I bear the marks of my Lord Jesus Christ in my life. I wish I had that tenacity. I don't. From this point on let no man bother me, for I bear the marks. What a man of God. And we're worried about whether I feel like coming to church or not. Whether I agree with everything that Jeff does, Pastor does. Whether I agree with that, what color the stage is, or how the nurse, who's watching who in the nursery, whether I leave my kid or and all that stuff. But understand me. Understand me. He said, I bear the marks of Christ. I bear the marks of Christ. So understand what I'm telling you. I'm showing this so I don't want you to feel like you're about to quit. I want you to feel good about it. So at some point you have to make a decision. At some point you got to make a choice. At some point in your life, God's going to come to you and look at you in the face and say, listen, yes or no? Yes or no? And God's going to love you no matter what your decision is. Well, I don't believe that. He'll love you he'll love you forever. You just have to make the choice. God's going to love you no matter what. He's going to let you have your own way. And good luck with that. Good luck with that. I promise you, you'll never come to God. You'll never make the decision to follow Christ and say, man, I wish I had waited. Never. I've never heard anybody say that. I've been in church a long time. I've been in church really for about 44 of my 48 years. And I understand what it's like to hear me preach and go, yeah, I hear it, yeah, I got you, yeah, whatever. Is it 12 to 15 yet? Can we go home yet? Jeff, hurry up. I know what that's like too. And at some point, church, we're going to have to make a decision as a church body to follow Christ or not. To let me be your pastor or not. To let me lead you or not. At some point, you have to make a decision.
Amen.
I don't want to be your sneaking preacher. I want to be your pastor. You can find a preacher on any television station around you. I want to lead you to where God's taking us. I do. Because I believe with all my heart that God has called me to this city, and God help me, I love it. I can't get away from it. I love it. I love it. There's people in here that have some serious issues in their life. People in the city have serious issues. And I love them. And I know that God can touch them and God can heal them. I have the antidote to the disease. And I need to tell them. I need to tell them about Jesus. Come on, help me, help me. It's okay to clap for that. We have the antidote. Okay? Listen, we have the antidote. We have it. Why don't you stand to your feet with me, please?